street.
WNBA stars Angel Reese and Chennedy Carter had quite a bizarre press conference in which they seemed to justify, or at least minimize, the flagrant foul that Carter committed on Cailtin Clark. They repeated, quote, "We can't pick and choose who gets a flagrant foul." I don't know what that means. Now, these ladies are not the most articulate. I'm not hating on them, however. I think in a way that Angel Reese is right, that all this drama is bringing attention to the WNBA. So they do have a point. We have to give them that. Anyway, let's watch the clip.
She's taking accountability for what happened and moved forward from that. Obviously, she probably won't do that again, and she's moved forward from it. We don't have any regrets. We're moving forward from it. It's a basketball play. It happens all the time in different sports. When you shove somebody, I can pull up multiple clips. It happens.
At the end of the day, it's all love. Outside of basketball, when we're in those 4 lines, it's smoke. After, it's all love. I promise we're a genuine team.
Well, I'm trying to decide which one of these young ladies has the more vapid commentary, but the repetition that, quote, "it's all love," I mean, if you look at the foul by Carter, it was not all love. Cailtin Clark didn't even have the ball. There was literally no need to be in contact with her. And that's the way I guess the fans responded as they did, which kind of pressured the league to upgrade the foul to a flagrant foul, which it obviously was. I don't understand what they're saying once again. I don't understand the idea that they've taken accountability, but they've also have no regrets. Like, if you have no regrets, to me, that seems like you're not sorry, and they don't seem particularly repentant. But once again, I'm not hating on them because, you know, they're young women who are incredibly in good shape and great athletes, but they're not gonna win Miss Congeniality, I'll tell you that. So basically, I happen to believe that they're trying to muddy the waters by saying that, you know, fouls happen and it's a rough sport, so, you know, we've been fouled too. This was not a regular foul. It was more like an assault almost. As I said, it had nothing to do with winning the game. It's not like you're both fighting for a rebound and one person catches an elbow. It was more like being sucker punched on the street or something. And Cailtin Clark comes off as this kind of hapless victim, like she apparently is constantly getting fouled by these girls. And then also there's a bit of a racial subtext, which is like, is the white girl getting bullied in the WNBA? That's one angle. And the other angle, I guess, from Angel Reese's perspective is, why is Cailtin Clark getting all the attention when I'm just as good? And I'm not even really qualified to evaluate whether that's true or not. I mean, I guess I take her at face value. If she's like the number 2 player in the WNBA, then maybe she wants some attention. But she's not necessarily getting it. And so she has accepted her role as the villain, and I think that's very interesting. It reminds me actually of Shakespeare's Richard III, a deformed and murderous king who announced his intention at the beginning of the play to be the bad guy. And I quote, "Why I in this weak piping time of peace have no delight to pass away the time, unless to see my shadow in the sun, and descant on mine own deformity. And therefore, since I cannot prove a lover, to entertain these well fair spoken days, I am determined to prove a villain, and hate the idle pleasure of these days." So is Angel Reese the Richard III of the WNBA? Seems like she is. Seems like she's embracing this role as the bad guy, and she's not doing or saying anything to win people over, which is kind of funny. She's just further alienating people. People might say she's a little arrogant, she's a little rude, and I think, again, that's true, but maybe she's doing it on purpose. Maybe she's just doing it to draw viewers to the WNBA. And meanwhile, Cailtin Clark comes off as fairly blameless because, to my knowledge, she's never been the aggressor in any of these kind of confrontations. She's just like back there sinking threes and being a role model for young girls. But apparently Angel Reese and Chennedy Carter don't want to be role models. These are like tough chicks. And their attitude is, hey, you don't know where we've been. You don't know where we come from. So what can you say to that? Now, here's a quote from later on in that interview. Reese said, "Negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look at where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball that you never would think would talk about women's basketball, me, just because of one single game. I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role. So again, Angel Reese playing Richard III, embracing her inner villain. And whether she is a villain, well, not the best sportsmanship I've ever seen. It seemed like she was rather happy when her teammate Carter pushed Cailtin Clark to the ground for no reason. So that's not good. But on the other hand, I will say that Carter and Reese seem like great athletes and they're in great shape, and you can kind of appreciate that. So they say they're not getting enough recognition, then perhaps that's true. But we can debate that. But one thing we can all agree on is they kind of have a point when they say that this drama is indeed making people tune in to the NWBA. Sure, it's to see a cat fight, but still, they are watching. And thank you for watching. My name is Michael McCara. Follow me on Twitter. Visit my blog, michaelmccarablog.com. Like this video if you liked it. And finally, please do subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it.
I've only heard what love can do.